And a very warm welcome to you, sir, for making time for the TV9 Summit. As my colleague, Sumera used the word Chanakya, you are also known as the troubleshooter of the Congress party. Don't you get tired from running from one city to another city to solve all the problems of the Congress party, apart from running all the departments back home?
So, good evening. Thanks for inviting me, though I had my assembly session. Since I promised, I showed you that I will come back. I have come here. You're asking me whether I'm tired.
Yes, the word Chanakya, you are the main troubleshooter. You were in Assam. If there's a problem, then, the DK is pressed into service.
See, in any army, whether any soldier will get tired, he has to fight. Whether he dies or he leaves his trust, there is no opportunity, no option. So a soldier has to fight for the sake of the country. So like that, I am a soldier of a political party. I have to do my best.
But do you get time for yourself?
No, time definitely is not for us. For a politician who takes politics very seriously, who works 24/7. Yesterday night I met at 2 o'clock, I slept at 2 o'clock. Till 1:30, sometimes I meet people, 2 it happens. There is no option, but what to do? There are a lot of aspiration, confidence on the people of the state. And from all over the country also, they come and meet me for the various problems. Why people come to a politician? Where there is no problem solved anywhere in the system or in any political party or any party, so people come to politicians. That is why we have to do our job, try to satisfy us, convince them. That is our job.
Political life, politics is about what you're there in public. And I'm asking you a personal question. You have done a lot for the Congress. You have done a lot for the Congress party. You even went behind bars. How did your family cope, during your legal trouble?
Pardon? I couldn't...
When you went to prison, how did your family cope?
Oh.
How did your family cope?
When I went to Tihar jail?
Yes.
Okay. Tihar jail prison is a very big, interesting story. There was no case against me, no commissions, nothing. What to do? It was a political election between Ahmed Patel and his daughter is sitting here. Ahmed Patel and Amit Shah. So, right happened. Then ultimately they dragged me to the court, filed ED cases, income tax cases. Fortunately, the law of this land cleared me. And now I'm out of the TD case, number one. When I was in jail, definitely it was a stress. For me, I was ready to face it because I knew that what will happen. But I was only worrying about my family because my children are young. What they have to answer to the public. Because they know that his father has not done any big crime to go to the jail except a political angle. So ultimately they took up the bold stand. My mother was being summoned, my wife was being summoned, my daughter was being summoned, my brother was being summoned. 70 places they raided. And still the harassment is going on. Harassment has not stopped. It is still going on, but my family knew me well. My hard work, last 40 years, as you said, 45 years, I've been in this public life. So they knew my hard work. So they coped up and I'm sure they understand well. They were brave enough and somehow by the God's grace, the court, the law of the land, justice has been prevailed.
Are you saying that you're a victim of a political vendetta?
Of course, political vendetta is the main issue. What more is there? As I rightly said earlier, there was no inquiry on me on any issue. There were no corruption charges on me. Even now there is no corruption charges on me. But they portray, even your TV and many TVs portrayed that crores of rupees, tons of this one cash, huge cash was being seized. Nothing was being seized in my house, except in my Delhi house I had some 40 lakhs. I'm an agriculturist, a big agriculturist. So anyway, I had some money. So apart from that, nothing was being found in my house.
Okay. Let me talk about your recent trip. You were in Assam. You did a lot of troubleshooting for the Congress party. Does Congress stand a chance? Hemanta Biswa Sarma is doing a very robust,
I don't
I must
want
say,
to
campaign.
speak. I don't want to speak on the BJP leadership or BJP candidate or BJP chief minister there. The people of Assam, a young man we have chosen to be our face, is the president. His father has served for 15 years and a very senior leader. Under his leadership, the entire Congress party has been united, working hard. And the people of Assam wanted a change. Last 10 years, they doesn't have a Congress rule. Basically, it is a Congress rule state. They feel that with a young face, new face, without any charges, the Congress party will come to power there.
Hemanta Biswa Sarma has been saying, and I asked you because he's a former congressman, he has been saying that he decides 30% of the tickets of the Congress party. And whenever he wishes or chooses, he can break the party in Assam.
We all dream at night, but he is dreaming at the day. Huh? How can he decide a Congress party? I think the congressmen are there. Congressmen in the entire BJP are there. And the BJP is the genuine BJP workers who are being suffering, suffocating, will answer at the appropriate time.
You know, you said he's a daydreamer, but I'll translate that line for you. He said कि Congress party के सारे Hindu नेता मेरे साथ हैं. Basically, what he said was all the Hindu leaders of the Congress party in Assam are with him.
See, I think his perception is wrong. He will fail in this. How can it? Congress party has its own history. We have a different ethical values in this. We take every section of the society. It is not, they believe in only Hinduism. We believe is either is Sikh or a Muslim or a Christian or a Hindu, whatever Buddhist, anyone. That is one. They tell only Hindu is friend. We tell all of us join together, we are one. That is what India and the Congress party is there. We believe in the constitution, we believe in the national flag, we believe in the national anthem. This is all the three we have given to this country, and we solidly believe in it.
Very well. You use the word ethical values. Ethical values. So why is that if the ethical values in Congress are strong, during Rajya Sabha elections, there is lack of discipline? Recently, a couple of MLAs from Odisha were suspended. You had a very bad case of roughly 5 years ago in Haryana, where in lock, stock and barrel, entire MLAs voted for some other person, and that the pen was blamed. And an independent came to Rajya Sabha, and similar incidents have happened all over the place. People say this is, ye to resort politics, sorry, that's the word which is very commonly used. So then why does it happen if the ethical values are strong?
See, in the recent days, last 30 or 40 years, BJP has come to, has emerged as a political party. Earlier, Mr. Vajpayee and Advani, only two used to be in the parliament. But now, their number is big there. They doesn't have any ethical values. They are the fathers of Operation Lotus. They believe in Operation Lotus, breaking parties, bribing MLAs, bringing them, making them resign, making them to contest. What they did in Karnataka, what they did in other states, what they did in Haryana. This is what, they should win the election first, then they should have. Without winning the election, what happened in Maharashtra? Did Maharashtra give them a clear mandate last time? They did not. They broke NCP, they broke Shiv Sena, and then they formed the government. That is what, even in Karnataka also at the time of Yediyurappa, they did the same thing. So they doesn't have any ethical values. But we believe in ethical values. We never try to break political parties. We believe in the people of the state, we believe in the people of country, and that is what we are working out.
But there is also other side of the story. You may disagree with me. If you look at the way BJP has functioned, they won the election in Haryana where Congress was supposed to sweep. So they know how to fight back. Let me be the devil's advocate here. Look at the way they made a comeback in Maharashtra. You did so well in Lok Sabha elections. They formed the government. You did so well in Haryana during Lok Sabha elections. They came back to power in Haryana. Look what has happened in Bihar. So, I mean to say, you have to accommodate. They do fight back.
I don't, I agree with whatever the people of this country has given a state or the country has given a mandate. In politics, nothing is permanent. The sun has to rise, sun has to dip down. Day will come, night will come. So even your shadow will not be with you always. Even shadows also skip. From morning it will be straight, afternoon it comes this one, night it will disappear. And the day will come. Same BJP also one day it will disappear and the shadow will reach there.
तो आप कह रहे हैं इस रात की सुबह होगी. There is a phrase in Hindi, इस रात की सुबह होगी. So there will be a morning.
Will you better tell me in English?
Oh yes, but will there be another morning for the Congress party?
Of course, of course. Nothing is, see, for the Congress party, we had a massive mandate earlier and all. Then after some time again under the leadership of Sonia Gandhi, UPA came, Manmohan Singh were there for 10 years. Now again, 3 terms we have lost the elections. Again, time will come. We are very confident. The people of the country wanted a change and it will happen.
Let me ask this question to you before I get back to the issues of Karnataka, Bangalore, civic issues, the projects you have started, the peripheral highway, your views on why people in Bangalore should be more law-abiding, everything. So why did you sing Namaste Sada Vatsale? Why did you sing Namaste Sada Vatsale?
Oh my
You know,
God.
at that point of time, people felt there's a way in Hindi how to put it कि आप गाना गुनगुनाते हुए बेंगलुरु से नागपुर ना चले जाएं.
See, one thing, number one, see, I'm a political leader, worker with a young age. When I was a student leader, I contested my elections. I should know who is my enemy, what are their values, what are their agenda. So it may be a communist party, it may be a BJP, it may be RSS. We should like to know about enemies first, then only we can fight. So when the BJP opposition leader was speaking, I was telling them, my friend, I know your party better than me, where you are from, which grassroots you are. That is why I said that I gave a stance, I know your party well, and the root of your party is your BJP, and I said, I know better than your party than me, than all of you. That is why I sang. Apart from that, there is nothing.
So
I am a born congressman. I will die as a congressman. There is no doubt in it. I am committed to the ideology of the Congress party and the secular fabric of this country.
So what value did you understand when you sung that song Namaste Sada
Nothing.
Vatsale?
I knew. I know Vande Mataram. I know this one. I know everything issues. I can recite any slokas, few slokas in Sanskrit. I know about Ramayana. I know about Chanakya Niti. I've learned a lot of though I'm not a highly educated man. I would not concentrate much on education. But with my experience, I have learned a lot of things.
Okay. So tell me, why do senior leaders in your party in Karnataka, senior leaders in Karnataka speak out of turn? I mean, so you haven't spoken about chief ministership, but some supporter of yours will speak. Why do they speak on your behalf?
I don't want anyone to speak on my behalf. My entire number is 139. All of them are united. All of them will speak to me. All of them are with the chief minister. All of them are with me. There is no question whether they speak or not. Some of them have little bit desires. They feel whoever is nearer, they try to prop up. But I feel everyone is one. There is nothing on that point.
I'll come back to this question, but let's talk about Bangalore. I think that's the most important thing. It's a beautiful city. It's nation's pride. It's IT capital. It has done great service to this country, Bangalore. And it's a great place, great weather, a lot of good places to eat. But then why is it in news for all the wrong reasons? Potholes, garbage, road, traffic. So my question to you is, what are you doing to resolve all these issues?
See, compared to other parts, Bangalore and Karnataka, we are very free to everyone. In Delhi, no one speaks. In Bombay, no media picks up anything. in Chennai or Hyderabad, none of politician can speak anything or none of you media can create anything. Otherwise, a lot of medias will be shut. All these things we have seen. But Karnataka, we have a free press for everything. Any leader can speak anything. See, because it is a city which the entire country looks at, the world looks at. Even the entire India is being seen through Bangalore. That is the biggest strength of Bangalore. That is why even small thing where there are not potholes. You come, just I have my house in Safdarjung Lane. I will show you within 100 meters, you see 100 potholes. Bangalore is not with potholes or not garbage. Everything is there. We are, without garbage, why, if garbage was there, pothole was there, why all over the world, why they are coming and investing? All the leaders from different part of the country are investing. Every week I meet every big businessman all over the world. They come to Bangalore. They want to invest in Bangalore. Why are the, see, 43% of the exports are from Bangalore. California has 16 lakh engineers, IT professions. Bangalore has 26 lakh professions. All the Fortune 500 companies, 400 companies are already there in that Bangalore. Why? Because they know that this is a city which you can live, which you can earn, which you can see the prosperity. That is why the world is looking at. Why did the Prime Minister call Bangalore as a global city? If it is a garbage city, why would a Prime Minister called the Bangalore as a global city? Once I think I was the Urban Development Minister 25 years back at the time of S.M. Krishna. Atal Bihari Vajpayee came to Bangalore once on the foundation of International Airport. He said, the world leaders, first they used to come to Delhi, then they used to go to different part of this country, state headquarters. Now the situation has changed. All that world leaders are first coming to Bangalore, then they are coming to Delhi. This is what Atal Bihari Vajpayee said on Bangalore. I am not telling I have made this, or a Congress government has made, or a BJP government. It is the history of Bangalore. You have a good talent pool, good education, good culture, good weather. That is what Bangalore has been grown and Karnataka has been grown.
Okay, so let me divide this into a number of parts. What is your government doing to ensure that the congestion which is there in Bangalore is eased? One. And secondly, what are you doing to ensure that the infrastructure is now being done in much more planned way? Because you have been very vocal about citizen cooperating with the government. I'll come to that also.
You are telling the congestion of traffic, no?
Yes.
Am I right? Yes. Of course. See, what happens, earlier it was about 20 years back, the population of Bangalore was 70 lakhs. Since everyone in the country want to come to Bangalore, work there, now the population is 1.4 crores. You have 1.3 crore vehicles in Bangalore. Vehicles in Bangalore. It is not a planned city like other states, other like Delhi or anything. So it has been grown by itself. Now we are trying to channelize trade to Bangalore. So we can't stop people, stop people buying their vehicles. So every family would like to have one vehicle, two vehicle in their houses. But now we know what is the difficulty on that. Time is very much important. So we are planning for a big infrastructure, tunnels, flyovers, underpasses, lot of things we are trying to do it. We are spending about 1.5 lakh crores only on Bangalore. We are planning, we are coming out of the great Bangalore business corridor, which was not been done last 25 years. Now I am trying to building up. Already it is on the process. Metro line 336 kilometers is there. That is why then the Prime Minister came and said it is a global city. Whether central government helps us or not, but we are taking it forward. We know the importance of Bangalore, and people all over the world are looking at Bangalore. Last couple of 10-15 days, I think have about 10 visitors waiting for me to meet them because they wanted to shift their base from different part of the world to see that they again start their business, grow business in Bangalore. That is the strength of Bangalore. We are working out on the infrastructure. We will create it, we will help them, and a beautiful weather is there, human resources is there, power is there, water is there, whatever you want, it is available in Karnataka and Bangalore. We'll help them.
Before I close the interview, why do you say that? I saw your couple of interviews. You said the people needs to be more law-abiding. Why do you say that?
No, of course, see, what happens, law-abiding means they should respect the law. It may be a street vendor, it may be who is traveling in a vehicle. See, they should look at the law. They should not jump the signals. They should not overcross the yellow line. All these things matter. More discipline. If he doesn't respect a law, any state or any country, it will not happen. I have seen in various, I was in Davos last week. Even we waited for almost 1.5 hours for just to travel 5 kilometers, 3 kilometers. Everyone was not trying to shift out of the yellow line. So we have to respect that. I could see even in Bangalore about more than, I have just made a small survey, more than 70,000 people are street vendors.
Okay.
They are avoiding, see, even those who walk on the street should be respected because footpaths are for them. You can't allow every street vendor to be on the same place.
Okay.
Even in the parking, there should be respect on the parking. So that is why we are trying to slowly evidate, try to them, convince them that you have to respect the law.
Okay. And before I let go of you, sir, am I talking to the future Chief Minister of Karnataka?
Pardon?
Am I talking to the future Chief Minister of Karnataka?
Time will answer for that.
How long?
Time will answer. I don't want to tell that. Time will answer for that. My party will reply to it at the appropriate time.
Will it happen soon? Will it happen soon,
I
sir?
don't want to comment on it. I am on my job. Whatever work, whatever the party gives me, just I do it. That's all simple. I leave it rest to them.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.